Hi, I'm Dennis Hansen, and this is my C1500. So today I'm going to be replacing the master brake cylinder, and I'm using an upgraded unit. This is the Duralast NM 4073. It's shorter, but it's bigger around. Okay, well, some of the tools you're going to need and some of the parts. You're going to need a bleeder kit, a bench bleeder kit. You're going to need quite a bit of brake fluid. Make yourself a little bleeder where you can do it yourself. You need a little WD-40 syringe. You're going to need this part. It's an adapter for this port, and yeah, it's the BLF26C. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is squirt a little WD-40 on these two fittings, brake line fittings, because you're going to have to bust those loose. Then you want to take this cap off. And we're going to syringe out all the old brake fluid, because it's going to be pretty messy. So just get yourself a little syringe. And I happen to have a jug where I'm keeping old brake fluid, so just deposit it in there. Alright, well, it turns out that this one's a 1/2 inch, the back one, this one's 9/16. So next thing, I squirted a little WD-40 on my two bolts or nuts that are holding this on. So we're going to loosen those up and pull this unit off. Okay, so I got those two nuts off. So this unit's ready to go, except there's a bracket here that holds the proportioning valve, so you kind of got to wiggle it loose on both sides, let it drop down just a little bit. You can pull that out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of grease right on the tip. It's also a good idea, I took a rag and wiped it around this opening. Okay, so I did bolt the new master brake cylinder in. It really matches up nicely with the proportioning valve, and the only trouble is I don't have any room to work to bleed this unit, so I took out the two bolts there that hold the proportioning valve. They're right there, and I'm going to move those down to give me a little more space. Yeah, you kind of need a little bit more working room, so you're going to have to drop that valve. On this particular truck, the guy deleted the ABS, and so it's nice. I don't have that dump valve to deal with, and everything seems to match up pretty good. So take out the proportioning valve, and on to the next thing. We'll try to bleed this. All right, to do my bleeding, I purchased this kit on Amazon. It's supposed to be universal. I know that those two ports coming out of the master brake cylinder are 1/2 inch. So I'm going to grab two of the 1/2 inch fittings, put them on there, then I'll pipe it into the reservoir. Okay, so these are the two transition pieces you want. It's the 1/2 by 20 thread, and they're going to go right in there. So the master brake cylinder is piped for bleeding. Next step, add some brake fluid. I've been getting on the pedal and getting all the air bubbles out, and it looks like everything's just got pure brake fluid in there, no bubbles. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up these brake lines. It's in. It's piped. I still have to do something with this proportioning valve bracket. I'm a little bit off. Holes don't quite line up, and I'm not sure I want to put too much pressure on those pipes, but yeah, it's not the easiest thing to get this thing. You know, probably the hardest part of this job is getting these fittings, you know, everything lined up. What I had to do was I had to loosen this nut here while it's a fitting, and on the proportioning valve, just to get it so I can move this pipe a little bit to get this one in there. The other one wasn't too bad, but I would say that's probably the hardest part of this job. Took the job, I don't know what the book time is, but it's solid 3 hours. You want to make sure you bleed every brake, every wheel, I should say. You want to, of course, you want to bleed this, and kind of keep an eye on it. Make sure all the connections are, everything's working good. And then you want to go around and bleed the back two wheel cylinders and the calipers in the front. Alright, so I'm really loving this new master brake cylinder. I can feel the brakes engaged now about in the middle, maybe a quarter to a half, and I don't have to go much past the half, and it locks up solid. So it's really a good thing. Alright, so it's in, it's working, no leaks, real happy, good pedal feel. Real nice upgrade, and I'd recommend it. It's not that hard to do. Probably the hardest part is plumbing those pipes, but if you loosen up the connections on the proportioning valve, sometimes you can move things around enough where you can get it to work. So anyways, I'm happy about it. Seems like it's going to be a big improvement, and I won't have to worry about that for a long time. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching.